Hi, welcome back to Waxing On. Film Friday, our third installment of holiday movies for you. This time a little bit different than what we've been doing. We gained a lot. First 2 weeks we had a little more family-friendly viewing. We were looking at Christmas with the Cranks and Elf. Today's something that's a little edgier, a little darker, a little black comedy, starring Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. Now, as soon as I say Walton Goggins, you got to know there's an edge to this. The movie, Fatman. Filmed in 2020. Directors were Esham and Ian Nelms. And it was filmed in the Ottawa Valley in Ontario, not too far from where I live. So that also makes it kind of a special movie. Great to have Mel Gibson up here, but great to have a feature film take place in our area. Now, we do a lot of movies up here, mainly made for TV movies. I played in a number of them. For the last maybe 18 years, I've done a lot of background work, and a lot of people look at that and say, "Oh, background work, that's extras." But I'll tell you, it's an important part of the whole process. If you watch a movie where you don't have background players, it really seems awkward. You want to find out? Take a look at David Lynch's second installment of the Twin Peaks series, and a few of those scenes where there are no background. It's just the two actors together. It feels really odd. The background give reality, give life to the scenes. So a great job. Lots of fun doing it. You get to watch them make movies. You get to meet some of these great people, and it's just a great experience. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. In this movie, we filmed in Ottawa, Almont, Ontario, just west of Ottawa. And some of you may know that town or that city because who came from there? James Naismith, the inventor of basketball. Yeah, just outside of Ottawa, the inventor of basketball. There'd be no NBA without Naismith. They also filmed in Cantley, Quebec, and a little town not too far from where I live called Chesterville. Now, Chesterville used to be famous because they had a Nestle's plant, made hot chocolate, made coffee. But it's also famous for another reason. This town is very small, less than 2,000 people. Also famous for another reason. A very famous musician with a famous group came out of there. He played with Neil Young, he played with Stephen Stills. Yeah, I'm talking about Buffalo Springfield. And it's Dewey Martin. Now, Dewey's real name was Walter Midkiff. He was born in Chesterville. Can you imagine that? Just a little small town outside of Ottawa. And went on to play with Neil in Toronto and then Buffalo Springfield in the States and on to a great career with that band. Anyways, let's get back to the story. Mel Gibson, Kris Kringle. The gist of the story is that there's a boy who one year for Christmas got himself a lump of coal in his stocking. A little upset, but this guy had lots of influence, lots of money, hires a hitman, Walton Goggins, to take care of Santa. Now, there's some other side stories going on in there, but that's the gist of the whole story. And like I say, Mel Gibson, what do you say about him? I mean, he's a superstar. We're talking Mad Max, we're talking Lethal Weapon, and there's just so many movies that he's been part of. But my favorite in the movie, got to be Goggins, man. I mean, my first exposure to Walton Goggins was in The Shield, and it was an edgy show. I don't know if any of you have seen it or not, but it was groundbreaking. And what he did, the character he had, was captivating as well. These were a bunch of policemen that were running businesses on the side. They were stealing, they were dealing drugs, they were doing all kinds of things. And Goggins was part of them. Michael Chiklis was the leader of the group. Kenny Johnson was another member in there, like lots of great names. Second show I saw him in was a real cincher. It was the Justified series. He played Boyd Crowder, a fellow who was on the wrong side of the law, kind of with a crime family. And we've got the lawman was Timothy Oliphant playing Raylan. And Raylan and Boyd dug coal together. There's a bond with them. And it's a strange combination. We got the lawman and the criminal, but every now and then they were helping each other out. They were kind of friends, but they were kind of at odds. But I'll tell you, Goggins just nailed that. If you want a bad guy, he's the one to pick. And picking him for this movie was just excellent casting. And this is one of the reasons I wished I'd actually taken part in this movie. I didn't get a chance to do it, even though it was close to home, but we were getting into COVID times then. It just wasn't really realistic. But I mean, Goggins to me is well worth the money just to see him perform on here. I mean, he's just exceptional. The movie is on the streaming networks. I don't know if you can get hard copies or not. I've never really seen it anywhere, but I have watched it online. And if you can find it, it should be out again this time of year for sure. It's well worth the viewing. But again, there's some rough language. There's a little bit of violence. Not too bad, but not family viewing like the movies we've looked at the first 2 weeks. So a little edgier in there, but boy, it's worth it. And again, if you're a fan of Mel Gibson, if you're a fan of Walton Goggins, if you've never seen Walton before, check him out here. It's a little safer than The Shield, I'll tell you. Okay? But anyways, well worth checking out. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, everybody take care. Stay safe. Thanks for stopping by.